Charles on my Wraith of Game Warriors Gaming for a Cause, and this is Unscripted. On this episode of Unscripted, we will be talking about Stockholm Syndrome Society, and that's something that I've been looking at over the last couple months. Is the trends in our society and everything else, and I really feel like the way society is going is that of a individual that suffers from Stockholm syndrome. And what that basically means, Stockholm syndrome describes someone that is reliant or comes to care for their captor or abuser or everything. And unfortunately, that seems to be a trend now. And I don't care which side of politics you land on, it applies. And it's really disheartening. I've said it in the past that basically the way society is, we've done bred or ingrained into people a victim mentality. And so after for so long of being a victim and stuff like that, you know people who suffer from Stockholm syndrome, you know they become reliant, and they'll actually lash out at people that are trying to help them, and defend and cling harder to uh, those that have either held them captive, abused them, or whatever. And unfortunately, that's what I've seen in society. We've got so many great things that people uh, ideas that come out, and then it gets twisted, and uh, you know everything, and it becomes toxic. And a lot of that is you know take political correctness. It was a step. It was supposed to be a step forward of treating people fairly and everything else, and it's become so much. It was taken to the extreme to where you know if you disagree with someone, you are now either a sexist, a racist, or what have you, whatever fits that narrative. And and then now we got cancel culture and stuff like that. It was a great idea of people speaking out and boycotting actors and companies and everything else because of some social injustice and everything. But just like any of these tools, they're great in theory, and um, but I've seen a lot of extreme cases, where people, you know, are suffering from things that they said years and years ago, and um, you know, when they were less informed, or they were young and dumb, or anything like that. And I'm not excusing the behavior, but it was something from the past that they've learned from, and they've grown from, and they've changed. Um, but the moment that someone you know takes their side or whatever, or you know, those people are attacked then. And essentially, what's going on is we're breaking down the communication instead of opening up communication to express why something's wrong, or um, you know, yes, I do believe that there should be accountability for your actions and stuff like that. And uh, but if we start getting ourselves all worked up, and we don't stop to think about the circumstances in between it, uh, has this person grown from this? Is this a pattern of behavior, or is this a moment of stupidity, you know? And if we don't look at those factors, then essentially we're going to, as a society, just collapse. And, you know, so where do we point our fingers? Do we point our fingers at politicians who um, use this certain uh, social injustice to um, further their political career? Do we blame our churches for watering down their message, and because they don't want to offend anyone, or and their message is lost of morality and right and wrong? Do we blame our our parents for not giving us more information? Do we blame uh, athletes and uh, other celebrities for their opinions and their views, and and portraying them in such manners? Or do we blame ourselves? And me personally, I always feel like um, to make society a better place, it first starts at home. It starts with yourself, looking in the mirror and seeing what changes you can make. My goal is to always be better today than I was yesterday, and be better tomorrow than what I was today. Um, so I try to constantly grow. There are things that I've said in the past that I wish I wouldn't have. There's things that I've done in the past that I wish I wouldn't have. Nothing, in my eyes that was uh, extremely out there or anything like that. Um, and, but there are things that it shouldn't have been said. It shouldn't have been done. And, you know, but if we're not careful and we don't hold ourselves accountable and help our friends and family uh, grow and hold them accountable for their actions, society is just going to keep getting worse on that note. And we're going to uh, look at these politicians. We're going to look towards these celebrities and stuff like that as a sense of right and wrong, and what we should be thinking, what we should be doing. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of celebrities out there that have spoken up for various rights and various things, and they are great role models um, for younger people. But then there's other ones that's just to further their career. And if it wasn't such a new thing or a trendy thing, they wouldn't have jumped on that bandwagon. Um, so, as I've said in the past, you got to look at the bigger picture. But the main thing is, if we can sit there and personally with ourselves break that yoke of being that mindset of being a victim, if we can break that within ourselves and help those around us, we'll be working towards eliminating this Stockholm syndrome society. We'll be better at getting away from the victim mentality for in the society and everything else, and we can actually grow. The main thing is that we be kind to one another. You don't have to agree with what someone says. Treat them with the kindness and respect that you would want to be treated, and it goes a long way. Now, granted, there are people out there, there are sick, twisted people out there that it doesn't matter how nice you are to them, doesn't matter how much you try to um, better them or anything like that, or help them grow. Um, it's just on them. Um, and that's why it's important that we don't lose ourselves and we don't become victim. a victim mentality person, or we don't get to where we are so comfortable with the way things were, or or the way things are, that we develop that Stockholm syndrome in ourselves. And when people try to help us grow, and help us learn from what's going on, and uh, you know, because we stop growing, we stop helping others, then we are truly a lost society. Um, so that's pretty much all I have for today, guys. Until next time, this is Charles Almighty Wraith saying, "Stay awesome." Hey guys, this is Charles Almighty Wraith, and
Wrestler 58.
we hope y'all enjoyed our video and everything. Be sure to check us out on all of our other social media networks, such as YouTube,
Facebook,
Twitch,
Twitter,
Instagram,
and Patreon.
And also be sure to like and share the videos. And all right. Until next time, this is Almighty Wraith and
Wrestler 58.
saying stay awesome.